Crazy little thing called love on bass guitar. And just a repeat. Now I'm going to take you step by step through this really cool song. It's based on a D major arpeggio to start off. We can look at what arpeggios are in the process as well. And before we go any further, please tell me you have a copy of the PDF with the bass tab on it, because you're going to need this to see what I'm doing as a reference as well. Now we're going to start with the verse, and we're going to do the first bar, which should sound like this, slow motion. Now this is a typical sort of 50s, 60s sort of rock and roll bass line as well. And we're starting with that 9 on the 3rd string leading into the root note. So if you look at the counting underneath, the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you'll notice there's a 9 before the line where it says D, and it leads into the 10. So you're going to start with, and on the count of 2, you go back to the 9, a double up on the 3 and 3, 3, okay, and then onto the 4. So it's, watch the counting as well. We've got the counting underneath to help you with the rhythm. And if you were to count, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like that. Now, we spoke of arpeggios. For those that do know arpeggios, it's the names or the notes that make up the chord. So if your guitarist was strumming a D chord, for example, he's strumming away on a D, you would play those notes. Those notes make up the chord D major. Okay, so an arpeggio is basically the notes found in the chord that's being strummed by your guitarist or played by your pianist or keyboardist. Okay, but we're not going to go into the theory. We're looking more at the learning the riff. So you've got this done so far. Second bar starts off the same without the lead in note this time. It's just going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but what's that extra 12 at the end? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so it brings you back onto the 12, and the 12 is the double dot. You can see the double dot on my fretboard there. So get to depend, rely on those dots to indicate where your frets are. For example, instead of counting all the way up to fret 10, I know that double dot is 12, so that has to be 10. It's just basic mathematics. Okay, so you got 2 bars of D. They should sound like this. I'm going to count you in, and I want you to play through with me. Remember, we're leading into the count of 1 and 1. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you stopped on the and on the pinky. Please make sure your pinky is working. With the G, also based on arpeggio, here's your G major arpeggio. Notice the similarity. D major arpeggio, G major arpeggio. So this is the major shape. So if I had to play an A major arpeggio, I'd find A there, and I'd play the arpeggio down there. Okay, so lesson number 1 hidden inside this is that your arpeggios are shape dependent, depending if it's major or minor. We're working with majors. Okay, on to G major. Starting at fret 10, 3rd bar, 3rd string. There we go. And it's very similar to what you just did. Playing right onto your 1st string over there. And if you compare it, if you look at the 1st bar, that's your D, right? Look at your 3rd bar. Sort of the same thing, just 1 string down. Okay. Now for this song, because it's quite a busy bass line, every time you learn a new bar, I'm going to go back to the beginning and then play it through slowly with you. Okay. Are you ready? Back to the beginning. Remember that leading and 1 we spoke about. Don't forget that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then you're going to have the part which goes C, G. And that's going to be the last bar in that line. It's going to be 10. This is C. It's going to be 1 and 2. That's not G. That's actually a B note, but it's leading down into the root note of G over here. So my middle finger, number 2, is tapping on that G. So it's going to go C, C, and then coming down to the G like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So this part here where the G is sort of like a reversed arpeggio. Here's the arpeggio going up for G, and then leave out the first note. There you have it. Okay, so C, C, G, G, and there you got your last bar. Let's play the whole thing through now, nice and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Now I accidentally put an extra note inside there, but I hope you realize I didn't stop. So if you play an extra note like I did, don't stop and think, no, made a mistake, play on, because that didn't sound bad. In fact, if I was playing live and I put that note there, they'd probably think I wanted to because it sounded cool. But it stood right this time, and I'm not going to count. I'm just going to count you in, and then keep up with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And there you have it. Now the second line, if you compare the number for number, top to bottom line, is essentially the same. So you're just playing through the whole top line again. Okay, so let's take a chance and try and play both lines in succession. Like I said, this is quite a busy bass line, so we want to make sure we're solid and know and all the individual bars, and we've worked our muscle memory in. Okay, we're going to do the first and second line together now. Are we ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. There you have it. Now for the last line. It starts in a D, but the rhythm is slightly different. Got some nice little doubles up over here. Okay, my mistake there. That's what you want to have. Then starting at the 10, leading up, then it goes to the 12. So you still got that essentially basic arpeggio shape we spoke about. Let's do it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, got it. And then you jump down to B flat over here. This is fret 6, and this is just going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you go back to D, so it's a little bit of hand movement again, and you're going, and you can see over there that subtle changes in the rhythm which make the song work really, really well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and then this last note here is the octave of D. We got that. Okay, I'm going to try and play the whole way through now, the entire verse, hopefully without a mistake. And I want you to play with me. It's sort of sometimes more difficult playing intentionally slowly, but we have to do this in order to learn the song well. Let's go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And there you have it. Okay. Next up, the chorus. But before we go there, I want to have a quick sort of recap on just what our picking hand was doing, because so far we've been focusing a lot on him. I've been basically resting my thumb just above the string I'm playing. And when I go to the string I am playing, I put my thumb on the string that I was playing, or the string above the string I am playing. So when I go from there to there, as I play the third string, my thumb mutes and rests on the fourth string. And when I go to there, again my thumb comes down, which is quite cool. So I haven't got my hand doing this bad movement. I've actually seen a few students do this. Do not do this. This is a very big no. Okay. Try and keep your hands sort of the same shape the whole way through. And if your thumb comes down with you, it helps mute the strings that you weren't playing. Okay. Back to the chorus now, or onto the chorus rather. Now this gets quite busy. It has got some nice tricky timing, so I might fluff this one. Let's have a go. Your chorus should sound something like this. etc., etc. Now, let me take you through that step by step, especially that walking bass line. I love this part. That just sounds really cool. Okay, but enough of that. Let's have a look at the beginning of the chorus. It starts with the G chord, and he does a reverse arpeggio with a little pull-off. This is the 12-9. 12, pulls off to the 9. So you pick the 12, pinky flicks off to the 9, and there's the G note. So that leads into the G. Then he goes on to the 12, 10, 10, 12. So you're going to have, and what's the timing? And in the next bar, same thing. And we're basically playing with the G and its inversion fifth. For those that know the theory, they understand what fifth means. But those two notes, the G and that, form part of the D chord. It's sort of like an inverted fifth that I just mentioned, but theory for another day. So first two bars. These are two G's. And it goes down to a C, which goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And there's a pause on the 1, which creates a bit of an offbeat. And you're going to go 2, 3, 4. So you've got that same sort of vibe here in the first and second bar. And he's now going to lead from the C. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And nice offbeats there. Let's try that whole section together. And it's going to lead on the fourth beat. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Nice offbeats there. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. And then comes that very nice walking bass line all the way from 13, 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 8, 6. So maybe to move a bit there to accommodate the fret so I don't have to zoom in, or zoom out rather. Let's just take it now from a different angle. Those are those two bars. So just read them all on the downbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then the third bar, 7, that's going to be your E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then you jump quickly all the way down to fret 1. So I'm going to zoom out a bit here and then get a different angle. There we go, got fret 1 in the view. We need to end there. Okay, so we're going to do that whole rundown now from the 13. Are we ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 13, 12, 10. 2, 3, 4. And the drums do like a little on the drum set. And he goes, which is the 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3. And the drums go again. Listen to the song, you'll hear him do it on the drums. And he goes, and then open because that's E. And that little last part where it says go to verse in red on the PDF. Please tell me you've got the PDF. If you don't have it, let me know. I'll happily send it to you. I can email it to you or I can WhatsApp it to you, so feel free to contact me. But you're going to need it to get the riffs. Now, once you got this, you've in essence got everything you need for crazy little thing called love. And if you're not sure about something, drop me a WhatsApp. Be happy to help. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. It's one of my favorite times to do, and it's a nice busy bass line. Have an awesome week. Take care.